take over the map in comparison to like Dyron and Cram.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of Kidbamba, this is another team that we only got to see 4 games play. We saw a Phoveus, a CC, and a Badong from the side of Kidbamba.
Okay, there we go. What did you tutup? Let's go.
Sawa as well. We see a lot of pick-up picks. He played Cho his last 2 games against Homeboy, and then it was
Yup, Lancelot ban, Arlot ban, Baxia ban.
Gatot and Kalea. So 3 of those 4 picks, pick-off plays. So far, I feel like Team Spirit, we've seen a very similar draft overall from all of their games.
Yeah, so let's see if maybe alternatively, what if that's something ONIC PH is going to use in this? Knowing that you have a very clear set of hero choices for the EXP lane roam and a clear philosophy. It seems like what Team Spirit is walking into this MSC is what ONIC PH has utilized before M6, during M6, and the run of championships, especially in SPS earlier this year, is that they like having that strong control, that strong tempo-breaking control for XP and roam.
That I can get behind, because the way that we've seen these teams want to play the game is if there is a specific expressive style in their composition, they will fall on their swords to play that particular style. We're playing for late game and we need to kind of slow down. That's what TS and ONIC PH look to do. If we need to kind of tempo break and force the advantage when we do have it, both teams are notorious at doing it at a high level. Now, looking at the bans so far, it's kind of strange.
Okay, banyak. Dia sekarang ni
strayed away from this Uranus, but not
kurang hero must pick must ban tu. So macam contoh kalau kau nak ban hero yang orang tak biasa ban kan. Then at this point aku just gonna assume yang oh dia ban tu because draft yang dia nak bawa dalam game ni hero tu kacau macam tu. Wih tu Fanny open tu. Fanny open tu. Tapi Kalia dulu ah. Kalia pun ban. Arlot pun tak ada.
We saw how much mid lane was priored last game. Do we think we see maybe, Farza Fove here?
Farsa, Phoveus, but they go for the 1-1 which is left open.
One Phoveus ah.
You get the Phoveus, but now my question for Team Spirit. How well is Sunset Lover versed in the Selena? A pick that we've seen before supplements the
Fanny yes, but like I said, contoh TS dah ada satu draft yang dia memang boleh handle Fanny. Dan walaupun hero tu secara umumnya must ban, kau apa ban kan? Gitulah. Sebab kau mesti kena lepas some hero kan. So kau kena select hero apa yang kau nak lepas. Dan macam mana kau nak deal dengan hero? Okay it's been a while 1-1. Kena ban terus. Moskov, Zujin.
I think something that on a side note, what's so great about the meta right now is it feels like every 2 teams we see go against each other, there's a slightly different ban order, a slightly different pick order, and there's no cemented meta just yet, at least like for 10 heroes, it's always a little change up, and the fact that both these teams let the YSS through, let the 1-1 through, barely seen is insane to me.
Sabar ye.
But is exciting to me, right? So on PH now, do they lock in their mid laner right now? Do they play safe? Kimmy's gone, Farza still up, or do they go for their jungle? Because with the differences, no matter what, they're going to get banned against one of those 2 options.
Yeah. I think that Hayabusa is a pretty good option overall this time, but they could look to play for some of the other
Fanny okay.
Still wide open, which I think
tapi ada Moskov lagi ni.
Then the Hayabusa, especially when you're up against the Yishin Shin.
Yeah, now ONIC Philippines though really needs to draft a strong Roman mid that can help the Fanny defend her side of the jungle. When you have a Juicin and a YSS on the side of Team Spirit, you already know you're expecting EXP laners and roamers that are not afraid to invade early to really bother the rotation here of King Kong. So I think Team Spirit might want to look into banning out either a Badang or Gatot Kacha.
Aku 1-1 ni, 1-1 Kalia aku tak nafi Memang very strong Konsisten tu. Tapi kalau 1-1 saja aku tak Tyrant sangat.
Number 1, decently good. I think that Badang is also a pretty good call since we're not 100% on what exactly the Phoveus has to play into, right? Yeah. The CC is still up for grabs, and then we've got a lot of problems to kind of fulfill, right? Do we care more about Kirk in his lane, or is he going to play weak side, right? And I think this final ban from ONIC PH will predetermine that. TS, on the other hand, mid laners. You got to get rid of the mid laners right now. You got to make sure that mid lane does not have priority so that we can protect ourselves from the pressure that Fanny may apply on the other side lane.
So what do we take out in mid lane on Team Spirit? What do we ban? I mean, obviously, Barza, Yi, ZTN are all options. Those are the hot picks right now.
Yeah.
I'm still flabbergasted with this draft right now. The fact that so many picks have been let through, or at least that these teams seem okay to be let through, and we're about to watch a completely different game than what we saw in the past series.
Yeah, I feel like this Eve ban by Team Spirit is very telling though. They're looking to take control early to mid through skirmishes. That's one of the main reasons why you want to take
Roy Kage, welcome back.
You are putting priorities on turtles and invades into the purple buff.
Kilo ko sabi ni, banyak juga. Obvious lah antaranya. Badang. So, Badang dah ban.
Yep,
Cho.
you're willing to say, Kirk, you're gonna play
So,
one
Obvious dah ambil Badang Cho, dia ban.
TS, be
So, I
able
think
to
Fanny is quite okay ah.
strong picks, and finally,
Franco.
Selena is gonna be the inevitable ban for the side of TS as well.
Not a bad pick kalau dia nak Franco real.
That, hey, at least for this
But
franchise,
risky
he's
ah.
not gonna be able to kind of keep up with how fast
But a little risky.
speed coming out from
Gatot kanan, nampak dia copet lagi hero nak lawan Fanny.
come through as well, which now makes the mid lane kind of obsolete.
What is the answer?
They're also trying to whittle down the comforts of Sao. I think we might end up seeing Sao play a different hero than we're used to seeing.
How does he answer the Fanny right now? The Cho's gone.
Yeah.
They could go for something like Kaja, Franco, something of that nature. Ruby could always be slotted to EXP or something like that for Team Spirit. Could be an answer. Even Ruby Rome, I know it's not popular, but it's a possibility.
I wonder if, oh wait, that's a Kufra.
Classics.
Yeah, they go for
Kufra dengan
Fanny, 1-1, and some of the folks I'm trying to remember.
tapi masalahnya kiri ni follow up dia kena harap dia sonseng siap. Zujin Kufra tak berapa aum.
Why it says they're Moskov and they're juice in.
And a little bit of underestimation of the
Glue
fact
ah.
that they have a couple of ways to deal with it, but not guaranteed. And that on it,
Paramis
really
glue ah.
I swear I was about to guess it.
Paramis glue, let's go.
And it's undefeated so far in MSC.
Yeah, and it's come in clutch so many times. A very strong pick, especially in terms of what they want to bring. A little bit maybe weaker in the lane phase.
Sedap sangat draft kanan tu pasal.
But as the game gets moving, ONIC PH to be in a great position.
We could see a lot of skirmishes early on. You pick up the Faramis, that's a sign to the
Okay ah, 0 Purify, 1-1 Inspire, build in Purify.
level 4. Brigada and Naisu, please take us into game number 1 for second series of the day.
Let's see, Team Spirit cooking ke cooked?
Panel there for breaking it down. We're ready for another 5 games. I'll tell you that much. Welcome to the English desk here. I'm Naisu, and this is Brigada to bring it the action between Team Spirit and ONIC Philippines. Who will it be? I'm just gonna throw it out there. I called the Kufra. All right, Brigada is my backup. She's my witness here. What do you think? Is this enough to deal with King Kong's Fanny?
I mean, it does feel like they just
Overcook.
decided to directly respond to
Overcook
whatever
dua.
was brought out here by ONIC PH, but I feel like it ultimately lies in how well they're able to play around this Yi Sun Shin, because it's going to be a very crucial part in this entire piece that Team Spirit does want to play in this game, because majority of the damage is going to rely on him, especially for those early skirmishes, as pointed out by our panelists, because we're expecting a lot of those to come in
Any nabat?
the first few minutes of the game.
Yeah, I think this is a very, Trek said it best there. It's like, this is a very different flavor that we're already seeing in game 1 with the drafts here, which is great. Again, and we also have another debut hero. To
Bawa lagi
MSC,
bro, man.
and we've had so many picks. I'm not sure.
Wey, aduh, loading betul lah.
Play though on Kirk.
Tyrant's Revenge towards the XP laner, but Brusco's also there to provide some sort of assistance. And for Kid Bomba, you generally have to play it carefully for the glue in this game. because
Any Emblem
the
Fighter?
Faramis came in at the perfect time, you know?
Yeah, the Faramis is great. A lot of teams kind of sleep on this pick still, but nonetheless, it's very valuable. The NetherRealm's great. It's got a 100% win rate right now. The couple times that we've seen it pop up, but you can see a whole lot of common emblem over here for Team Spirit to go ahead and play around this. Again, you're gonna have to maybe just set things up with Kufra if you can, if you're Sawo, but also you can rely on the fact that Kid Bomba is on this glue. And like we saw from the previous series, glue, or really any of our XP laners right now, the main heroes that are picked up, could be so valuable to a lot of these games in and out. So this first objective is going to be the focus here. They're going to already poke back and forth, pulling some.
Yeah, they zoned out one shot really well, but the fight is still going on. King Kong trying to look for Sao, but the clutch shield coming in.
Tak sempat. Nice try lah aku, bro. Kalau dah sempat ulti keren dah.
But this might be the time to disengage. The SOT is gonna land, and it might be time for Hiko to go in if he does decide to join the fight. But Team Spirit will have full confidence that they're able to take it on.
Okay, good decision by Moskov untuk tidak datang.
Comms there. You know, Team Spirit, I feel like Hiko probably was like, should I follow through?
Sebab dia tak, dia early game ni Moskovnya melainkan betul-betul last hit kan, okey lah. Kalau orang nyawa 50% pun habis 10 hari mat. Nak ketuk. Lepas nanti tak dapat kill, wave pun terlepas. Aduh. Proge.
Nonetheless, you just want to farm up. If he
Aduh.
has this opportunity to just farm up on the Mozkov, that's where we've seen the capabilities of turning games around later on. He doesn't have to just join these fights. Even if he lands a Spirit Destruction, that's completely fine. But even then, King Kong getting the kill himself, giving him a little bit of a amp up time here on Fanny. So far, though, it's interesting, Brave, because everybody still gets super excited for Fanny.
Yeah.
And you know, he's gonna. I mean, this is Kid Bomba. He should be fine.
Dia nak tu gila babi betul. Allah. Oh, tak ada flicker tu. Tak cukup tu. Nice try. Nice try. Oh, good aggression by Zoshin. Mati. Meninggoy. Diorang expect boleh kill sebelum ni lah. Tapi kalau Pobia ada flicker tadi, actually mati dulu. Tak ada flicker pula.
But still, the glue pulls through.
It's such a suspense factor here for
the spear or the glue.
The spear.
Like, I was gonna say glue is also suspenseful.
That's true. Both, you know? I mean, somehow, yeah. But the SOD landed twice. It never went in.
He doesn't. Again, it's like there's this passive effect to it. It's like, okay, everybody's like paying attention to that. Like, does he follow through or not? So. Team Spirit has control right now of this turtle because King Kong's got to get his own purple buff.
Whoa,
free ah.
Oh
no, gatot. Ui, dapat juga tu. Oh no. Kita flicker awal sangat tu. What's going on? On EPH. What's going on? Ah, aku flicker tapi. Tarik balik. But it's not enough.
He's jumping in.
Still tak cukup tu. Waduh.
You know, you can't. I thought they would stay a little bit longer, put some pressure there, but hey, Team Spirit gets themselves
2.6, 3K ah, 3K gold medal 5 ah, very big. Untuk Team Spirit.
And this has just been a gold lane 1v1 for this 5 minutes, which is
because we are ready, okay?
pairing the two gold laners here.
4 kata dingin.
And yeah, I think you need
4 kata dingin.
for Hiko, the Hiko mania we talked about.
Because we're glue.
Holding down the gold lane.
It's gonna take some time, especially for these two gold laners we're seeing right now. A lot of the focus, particularly in the past few games that we've seen here in MSC, definitely lies in the mid trio and how well they're able to manage that mid lane. But now,
gila ke glue ni?
gets mounted here by Kid Bomba.
Apa dia tak? Kenapa dia patah balik? Kenapa dia patah balik?
Is just how annoying a glue can be. Sticking to a fanny. Yeah, a flying fanny, making you just have a hell of
Kena
a
tarik?
You complement that with a Kufra.
Bukan dia kabel ke?
On the purple buff, and
Dia kabel ke?
it starts to really hurt. If you are playing a fanny and you fall behind like this, even down to the purple buff not being available for you,
Catat, main enam.
puts you in a really difficult spot.
Yeah.
Catat.
I feel like Sao hasn't been the one to go in first majority of the time. Even when there were moments that it felt like he could go in with a Tyrant's Revenge and find a setup onto at least 2 members of ONIC PH, it felt like the way he's playing this Cooper right now is just to protect the key members of Team Spirit, at least for now.
Yuk, kenyang ya Song Sang ya. Farming terus, 2 level lah.
Can still go in at any moment in time, King Kong can still go in from any angle he wants to. And so all their priority lies now or falls into keeping one shot safe and handing over the snowball, which clearly is working because he's already 1,500 gold ahead of King Kong.
This is one of those situations where ONIC Philippines has to figure an answer out for, dealing with that setting potential that we're seeing from Sao or Kid Bomba's kind of front tankiness that the glue gives you. But also, eventually, how do we get to one shot? How do we get to Hiko later on once he's activated for those fights? That's the biggest question here. Now, again, you can play around the utility that you have a Faramis. You can play around that King Kong should have some decent damage on the Fanny throughout the game. But as we're seeing, even for King Kong, he's having a hard time cabling in and
What the
out of
fuck?
fights. It's not the easiest for him to do. And
Dia makin banyak tau.
you can see the in the gold lane. Mind you, a lot of this has just been 1v1. So Hiko is actually with a lead against
Warren, Fury Hammer, Queen.
Both junglers and gold laners of Team Spirit.
Tapi Zuji ni aku rasa boleh buang guys. Dia boleh planet ni.
Now they're trying to disrupt even
Kena
more
angkat
to
lagi
take
bang.
the purple buff. King Kong successfully secures the
Kena
victory.
angkat lagi
Hiko
bang.
jumps in, and there goes the Netherrealm at least to keep them a bit more safe. But the Tyrant's Rage catching
Abi,
everyone
gelunya tak payah
off
panjat
the
pun
edge.
tu.
Another Tyrant's Revenge.
It's over lah guys.
Super Prince handing over a triple to
I think it's over lah guys.
3 kills, gets a triple, and makes it
Aduh.
work. That's all again. Putting pressure on the purple buff is all they have to do because they know that now ONIC Philippines is in this position where it's like, we got to go ahead and get a purple buff to King Kong. Yes, he was able to go ahead and secure it with the retribution, but again, your team is in this position that they're going to be forced to fight because of the way this lineup works for
Waduh,
Team
7K
Spirit.
gol lead.
So now
Minus
they find
9 tu.
themselves with a very healthy lead, and I'm surprised with some of the positioning here, some of the decisions from ONIC Philippines.
Ramai bankrupt ni.
Force
Tengok
this,
sikit.
force these situations
71 orang, 67K. Senyum sikit. Yang voti ONIBH.
so much ground to cover here.
Senyum sikit.
ONIC PH right
Kena
now.
tak boleh senyum ah?
A huge responsibility is definitely going to fall into the hands of Super Prince. Right now, he doesn't have access to his.
Masih bisa senyum ke?
Sure that okay, the Spear of Misery will definitely land there. We'll see. But
Weh, berubah lah Queen.
is going to be a big problem if he's the one that's targeted first by Team Spirit.
Awal lagi? Okay. Masih berharap ah?
Buy a bit more time for
Masih berharap, okay. I respect that.
doing that because
After all, this is ONIC PH, okay?
for ONIC PH and their lineup to work, and not even their attempts to manage the map.
But I think
Every time King Kong,
But I think Brotherhood
Fanny, there's just
I think dengan ada Moskop ya Soseng
from Team Spirit to not
Zuji ni I think
Yeah, this is great. This Lord is eventually
I think it's over lah.
up on the top. Sao's charging up himself. I don't think they want to force this fight. They're going to clear out the waves here. They hold on to these base turrets. So even with this kind of lead, Team Spirit doesn't want to
Woi, dah
overextend
jadi tak
into
kena.
this. Just taking it through this. King Kong takes some damage. He'll be fine. He's just trying to clear out these
Okay.
waves, but they will lose.
Successful defense by ONIC.
Shield now on the
Walaupun
bottom side.
10K golit,
Team Spirit
tiada
has
tahu ya Robo, tiada
What
inhibitor
does
ya Robo.
have to do on this first Lord push?
The thing is, if the Cupra Sao just shows ONIC PH that he's
Lot 8 tak nak paksa tak apa lagi lah. Tapi second lot dengan golit yang besar macam ni,
conscious of where they're gonna
tak
be.
dapat at least satu side punya inhibitor dan maknanya Team Spirit tengah goyang
Just
lah.
another form of
Which is no good.
ONIC PH out, and at least for them, they've been able to defend all their base turrets. It's still intact, but all their holy shields, they're gone, and we're only approaching the 11-minute mark. No one from ONIC PH is actually safe. There are just so many ways for Team Spirit to gather information.
1-1, almost 4 item.
And to just
Almost.
overall, okay, Mountain Shocker nearly landed onto King Kong, but at least they're able to keep themselves safe.
You're just seeing, I mean, right now, this is such a tough game to get back and turn around if you're ONIC Philippines. And you don't have any other option if you're King Kong to just push those, the cross lanes or, push those
Yep.
side lanes. A spear is going to be thrown.
Oh no.
But King Kong's going to be fine, and that's all he can do. He can put pressure. Hopefully they can get a turret. Because, I mean, look at this. They have nothing. Bring it up. ONIC Philippines has no turrets, no objectives,
Just
one
now.
kill. That's it. The one lane. So, like, these are the insurmountable steps that have to happen here for ONIC Philippines, and the only person that can do that is King. Now we have seen through
Okay ah, 4 item lawan. Ada WON.
10K ahead, turn around.
Wait, they actually go after
Well play Moscow.
but there's a decent amount
Look at the
of
damage.
PH.
Macam boleh rata lah ni guys.
Even the nether realm is immediately
Tak sempat buat apa-apa bodoh wawan.
One shot is currently godlike on this recent
Tak sempat pencet apa-apa. Sempat tekan wall eh.
try to defend and clear
Oh,
the
nice
way.
try.
The knockup from the spear.
Dapat clear ke minion? Dapat clear guys. Oi, gila-gila Fanny-nya.
There's the SL team.
Gila-gila. But I respect the paksa daripada TS ah. Very good, very good.
Super Prince 2, but now it's a retreat
Very good.
for Team Spirit.
So close to ending the game there for Team Spirit. Nonetheless, they'll go ahead, grab the
Ya, Lord.
King Kong might actually get his purple.
Nice timing. Waveform baru keluar.
Will that be enough? The
11k, 12k goal lead. Okay. Minute 12.
is so far behind.
Dan dah ada satu inhibitor. Lock pun akan keluar kat bottom, which is very good. Senang nak main 3 wave. Dia kalau lock keluar dekat mid, dia susah sikit guys nak main 3 wave.
You already saw
Keluar dekat silent.
if they decide they
Advantage.
just have free pickings to decide to who they want.
Zero way kan?
Doesn't
Zero way
matter
bro.
if it's Brusco or if it's
Tak
Kirk.
boleh lah bang.
These supposedly
1-1.
tanky heroes are not
1-1 kena somehow dapat pecahkan stack dekat Yo Song Seng. Boleh lah.
through from Team Spirit. So
Tapi masalahnya jangan cakap kat Yo Song Seng dok. Dia nak
wants
apa
to
pun
do
tak dapat
cut the
siau.
waves
Oh
if they
kat tu.
can. But eventually you got to get ready for
Kena
that
tombak
base
ke?
defense.
Yep.
Nope.
That's going to be the next big step here for ONIC PH. They have a lot of catching up to do, especially considering the 12k goal.
Okay,
lead
Fanny doing
that's
so much.
currently in the hands of Team Spirit. But Team Spirit are going to
Boom.
take this step by step.
Oh.
Surprise setup coming in from South
Nice ulti
Korea.
for Aramis.
And the nether realm. Brusco jumps in with the AOG.
Ini, wah kena tombak pula.
Bursted down there.
Kena tombak pula. 1-1-nya terbang tapi no damage. Don't matter again. Yeah. Well played Team Spirit. What a first game. What
For Team
an impression. 4 kali dingin apa geng?
And Team Spirit
We
smiles
are.
on their faces coming
Bukan
into
salah.
the
Sorry.
Why?
Because
Dominant performance
we are ready. Okay.
He said
17 orang
100% confident.
yang vote ONIC PH.
My team is as well, and it looks like they're all on the same page here.
Yeah.
Sorry bagi aku gelak lu.